Ryan Brush will probably pick up Zedek. They'll still go for this. Yes, Ryan Brush will probably check Zedek, so they'll look to go inside to Zedek with a one-on-one signal.
The Bruins have not missed at the foul so far tonight. They're within 2 after being down by 13. It's McCullough for 3 from long range, in and out. McNeil hands to Rhymes. Antigua off the glass. Strong. Brush the glass. Too strong. Brush can't handle the rebound. The Bruins having a chance to tie. Dempsey has to reset. Good job that time by McCullough and Antigua, getting back to cut off the Bruin break, which has been a factor. The Bruins have pushed it pretty well against Pitt.
Made good decisions on the break as well.
Here comes Edney down the lane, off the glass. Won't go, and a foul is called on George Zedek.
Probably a good foul on Zedek because you had Marlon Rhymes breaking wide open on the other end.
The Panthers were ready to return the favor and run their fast break, but the foul cuts it off. 7th team foul. That means the Panthers will have a chance to protect their lead in the final 3:40 at the line. And McNeil, 74% foul shooter so far this season. The senior from Richmond, Virginia, by way of Oak Hill Academy. Averaging only 7 points a game. He's averaging almost 7 rebounds a game, so he's already above his season average in scoring here in the first half tonight. His best game this year has been 20 points. Paul Evans has kind of been waiting for his arrival.
Well, it looks like he showed up early in this ballgame. If he can put 2 halves together, something that Coach Evans hasn't been able to get out of him, the Pitt Panthers will be in good shape.
He's in double figures with 10. Pitt's lead is 4 with 3:40 to play in the half. A little bit of a delay. Apparently there is a problem with the shot clock. It's the shot clock at the left end of the arena, the south end of the arena.
I don't know if they're going to be using these shot clocks. I don't know if they're going to be needing these shot clocks.
I think you're right. The way these two teams have been pushing it up and down. We mentioned the Pitt Panthers scoring more in the second half than the first half. They've been averaging 39 points a game in the first half, much better in the second half at over 46 points per game. And the Panthers so far continuing what we've seen all year. Excellent shooting, over 50%. UCLA dropping off from its norm down to 42%. And Pitt has still a slight edge in rebounding. So the Panthers more than holding their own against a team that is ranked number 12 in Associated Press and the number 10 in the USA Today CNN poll. 34-30 is the score. Apparently we will go without the clock at the south end. By the way, McNeil, in addition to his 10 points, has 6 rebounds for the Pitt Panthers. One of the shot clocks is off. A reminder, the Big East season in full swing starting on Saturday. That'll be at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. The Friars of Providence will be here, and we'll invite you to come out and join us at Fitzgerald. Let's get rocking and rolling for Big East basketball. I'm ready, huh, Curtis?
Absolutely. It will be rocking and rolling. The Big East has arrived.
3:35 left in the half. Pitt had a 13-point lead. That is down to 4. Bruins have been as close as 2. Antigua with a steal. He's got McCullough and Brush with him. Dempsey slows him down. He finds Rhymes, and from behind, Carver makes the steal for UCLA. By Edney. Chased by McCullough. Carver straight away for a 3. It's Petruska. The other half of the double check to track it down, and they're both on the court at the same time. It might be tilted to that end with that much weight down there.
Well, that's one of the things that got UCLA back in this ball game, their ability to keep the ball alive and get second and third shots at the basket.
Edney penetrates, gives it up to Zedek. Brunch had it, and he's fouled by Petruska. Number 2 on Richard Petruska. O'Bannon will return for UCLA.
Petruska may have him inside, but Brush is one guy that won't back down from you.
I noticed that Brian Brush, you can see if we get a close shot, that he's added a little to his appearance, a little beard growth that kind of gives him that mean and nasty look that he likes.
Whatever works.
2:47 remaining in the first half. Brian has worked so hard to be an important part of this Pitt basketball team, and you go back a few years, you would never have thought that it would work out that way.
Well, he came here as a walk-on, earned a scholarship, and as I mentioned last game, before the season is out, he may work himself into the lineup.
Rush hits a pair at the line. He's 12 out of 17 this year. 2 points for him, and Pitt is back to a 6-point lead. The battle continues between Edney and McCullough. This is Sean Tarver. Rhymes checking in. They throw it away inside. The Bruins had a problem early. O'Bannon has had a problem hanging on to the ball. That was not a good pass. 10 turnovers in the first half for UCLA.
That's right. I think that ball would have been tough for even you to catch, John.
Exactly right, Curtis. Antigua, Rhymes. This is a 3, and it's good. 7th of the year for Marlon Rhymes. 39-30. Pitt back to a 9-point lead. Clock winding down towards 2 minutes. And the fans here in the arena getting into it. It's good arena basketball to come. O'Bannon has it stolen. Belongs to UCLA. Keep in mind we'll have Georgetown and Syracuse as well coming up later this season right here. Jim Herrick's UCLA Bruins in town tonight.
That has to be encouraging for Coach Evans to see Marlon Rhymes continue to shoot the basketball after missing his first 3 attempts. As I take a look at the Pitt bench, I don't see Amid Sharif, so
maybe he went to. We'll check it out at halftime to find out for sure. Now the shot clocks are down on the floor now because both the overhead shot clocks are off. Neither one is working. So we've got the shot clocks down on the floor. We need to get the right time on the shot clock. We cranked down to 24 seconds. 1 minute and 59 remaining in the half. Pitt 39 and UCLA 30. There we go. Petrushka to inbound for the Bruins. Finds O'Bannon. Lane's jumper good. Boy, he's got a nice stroke, doesn't he?
nice soft touch.
8 points for O'Bannon. He is 4 for 4 shooting the ball, but he's made some turnovers that have hurt the Bruins. Brush will get the call as he reaches in. And Brian cut off the fast break at least. Picks up the foul.
Really no reason for Rhymes to force this ball inside. Just bring it back out and reset.
The Bruins would have been off and running if Brush doesn't stick a hand in there. So Edney will have to earn it at the line where he's 3 of 3 tonight. Remember the Pac-10 all-freshman team and third-team all-conference in his first year with the Bruins last year. The point guard who handles the ball so much is invaluable, especially if he can shoot foul shots. Good example is Joy Brown at Georgetown. He can just kill you at the line. And McCullough has done it so far for Pitt. Edney has been perfect now for UCLA. 5 of 5, 9 points in the game. It's 39-34.
Edney's high game last year was only 12 points against Indiana, and they're going to look. The coaching staff is really asking him to look to score a little more this year, and as you can see, he can fill it up.
Well, he had a 16-point game this year, so he has surpassed that career high. The Panthers will take a few seconds off the clock now. Keep in mind the shot clock is down on the floor, not as easy for the players to see. They're used to looking just right above the backboard. The Panthers have turned it over 9 times now. And that is one of the factors that's helped UCLA get back in this basketball game. There was a big discrepancy in turnovers, but now, for the most part, they're even.
And that was an unforced turnover, so those are the worst kinds of turnovers.
Sean Carver. Edney with penetration. Brush might have gotten a piece of that. McNeil gets the rebound. We're inside the final minute of the opening half. McCullough with the basketball. Antoine Jones is waiting to return to the Panther lineup if he gets a chance. About a 13-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Pitt won't get the last shot of the half, but it's a pretty good decision to slow the basketball down and get a good look at the basketball before you go into the first half.
Petrushka blocks the shot by McNeil. Zedic comes up with it. So it will be the Bruins for possibly the final shot of the half.
No, it was 39 on
And
the
again,
shot
the shot clocks malfunctioned. They both went to 0. I heard Tim Higgins say, I think there's 39 on there, but the shot clocks are off because there's only 25 seconds left in the game. It's early for the officials as well.
That's correct. What difference does it make? 25 seconds to go.
Good point, Curtis. Doesn't make any. Does get Jones in the ball game, though.
Let's play ball.
Antoine comes on. John Clockerty cautioning McCullough, who's bumping Edney on the inbound play.
It's important that Jerry just holds his ground, not pick up a cheap foul before he goes into the locker room for the second half.
The Bruins will look for the last shot, it appears. Shot clock at 10. Steal by McCullough. He'll jam it.
Was it any doubt?
McCullough steal at the other end. And the Pitt Panthers have the lead at halftime. Pitt was up by as many as 13. Curtis, they'll go to the locker room leading by 7.
So in large part due to that guy that just ran in the locker room. He's done a great job of energizing his team all year long. And at 6 foot, when you can go up and dunk it through like that, that gets the crowd involved.
He finishes the half with 13. Pitt finishes the half with the lead. We'll be back.
That little soft jump hook wasn't working for him early in the season, but he has it going on right now.
O'Bannon. Of course, he picked up one of those fouls as he goes to the steal. It'll be UCLA basketball.
Nice quick feet by Eric Mobley to get around.
And Mobley picked up one of those fouls when the Panthers went to the press, but very briefly did they go to that press because he got a foul, then McCullough got a foul, and Paul Evans said that's enough of that. Here's Petruska leaning, and he's fouled. Mobley picks up number 3 in the first 35 seconds of the second half.
A bad break on Eric Mobley. I thought he held his ground. Everybody in the building thought that he traveled. The ref saw it another way. Eric Mobley picks up another cheap foul.
I don't think he traveled. I think he came to a jump stop before he took the shot. But that is 3 on Eric Mobley. Petruska at the line, bending in. He's a pretty good foul shooter as well, shooting over 60%. He has 7. UCLA has not missed at the line. The Bruins are 7 of 7. Yeah, that takes care of that. Tipped out of bounds. Be Pitt basketball. O'Banion, the last to touch it.
I don't think that was any question. UCLA's in a 2-2 extended press full court. That's what you have to do if you want to break the press. Keep the ball off the floor and look up at all times.
Was that extended press something the Bruins were so famous for during their glory years? And they seem to win the NCAA championship every season. Here's Rhymes, McNeil. You can see McNeil looking more. His body language is better offensively. He's looking for his shot. Here comes Jones. Leans in, hangs, hits. The basket counts, and he is fouled.
Nice solid move by Antoine Jones. Passed up the 15-foot jump shot, only to take the ball in closer and use the bankboard. Good shot.
And O'Bannon now in a bit of a jam foul-wise. That's 3 on him.
Nice control by Antoine Jones.
It's Pitt by 10 right now with 18:49 remaining in the game. 45-35 Panther lead. Jones shooting 59% at the foul line this year.
He's playing as if he never missed a beat, having sat out a whole year last year.
Ty Edney comes back to the Bruins of UCLA. McCullough picks him up. Mobley forced that turnover, and then Petruska gets it back for UCLA. Edney gives it away. Petruska picks it up. He misses the shot. Punched out of bounds by Ty Edney. It will be Pitt Panther, but he wanted to hang on to that, did they? 18:33 left in the game. The Bruins, for the first time in the game, going to the press. Panthers have handled it both times. That was deflected by Edney. Here's Rhymes. Short jumper is good. McNeil really looking for his shot and stroking it. Has 14.
He has arrived. little mismatch there.
Carver gets the basket. Here's McNeil again. Yes. 16 points for McNeil. He's hit 3 in a row here in the second half. The Panthers by 12. O'Bannon misses the short jumper off the leg of Edney. Out of bounds. It belongs to Pitt. The Panthers now have opened up a 12-point lead with a quick push here in the second half.
Well, it helps the whole team in terms of their attitude when they see the leading scorer from a year ago all of a sudden find his rhythm.
Oh, that is so true. Here's McNeil. Rhymes, that's an NBA three, and it's short. Petruska has the rebound for UCLA. Here comes Ty Edney. O'Bannon spinning. What a move. He missed the shot. Possession arrow, UCLA. 17:06 remaining in the game. And I think O'Bannon almost traveled in.
Well, he's a little upset. Got a nice, pretty move on the spin. Wasn't able to get the roll.
Off the leg of Eric Mobley and out of bounds.
Pitch in the 2-3 zone. Edney may have gotten away with an offensive foul.
Here's McCullough. Beautiful feed to Jones. A foul on Petruska. He's got 3.
It's a good block by Patricia, but that's what you want to do if you're Antoine Jones. Take the ball to the basket hard. Had he tried to finger roll this or just lay it in, probably wouldn't even call the foul.
So 2 Bruins now with 3 fouls. Zimmerman leads as Zedek checks back in. So again, Coach Jim Herrick goes to his double check offense. Jones to the line, missed his first chance. 50-year senior is 0 for 2 now at the line. Transfer from Allegheny Junior College out of Southwestern High School in Baltimore, Maryland. Into the game, averaging 13 points a game, and he has definitely provided a spark. 1 for 3 for Jones. 7 in the game.
Both teams seem to extend their defense.
John Tarver up, partially blocked. Zedek scores.
It wasn't pretty, but it counts.
He didn't move too much, did he? Got it in the hole, though. 50-39. Pitt leads.
Set shot hooked by Zedek. There's a quick hands by Edney.
Edney's got some help trailing Petruska off the glass. 9 points for him. The Bruins cut the lead inside 10. It's 50-41. A 9-point Panther lead. They had opened it up to 13, matching the lead that they had in the first half. Thrown away inside and deflected by Petruska. It'll be Pitt basketball. Dead ball, and Tim Higgins signals a timeout. 16 minutes exactly remaining in the game. It's Pitt by 9. Saw him start to pull up.
Just tripped over Zimmerman's foot. But if you're a Mitch Reef, you have to be a little frustrated as you see the nice steal and outlet pass.
And Carver will jam it.
Just going to say, if you're a Mitch Reef, you have to be a little frustrated at this point. He just started getting his shot back, started playing extremely well offensively, and then he gets hurt.
Here comes McCullough. Along the baseline, and I think Jones stepped on the baseline. So the Panthers turn it over 2 straight times. That's 11 now.
Can't continue to turn over the basketball and expect to be up.
Pitt is up by 7. They have led by as many as 13 here in the second half. Still 15 and a half minutes to go. McCullough gets a piece of it. McNeil comes up with it. 3-on-1 Pitt. McNeil jams it home. I mean, he jammed it with authority.
Over the top, McNeil.
Here comes Edney the other way to Petruska. He'll go to the line.
Great decision by Edney to pass the ball over to wide open Petruska.
McNeil is 4 for 4 here in the second half.
Had he not passed this, Eric Mobley probably would have swatted it up in the third row. Good pass inside. Good interior pass.
Never saw the shadow coming over his projected shot and changed his mind. 10 now for Petruska, who's averaging 13 a game. 4 Bruins averaging in double figures, almost 5, because Mitchell Butler averages 9.9, but Butler not able to play tonight because of a wrist injury. 11 now for Petruska. 52-45. It's Pitt by 7.
Unbelievable dunk by Chris McNeil over the top of everybody.
Here's Jones. 3 along the baseline. He draws the foul. That will be number 4 on Petruska.
Just not quick enough to handle Antoine Jones down low on the block. As you see Antoine Jones display his hang time a little bit. Picks up the foul.
Might have gotten a bloodied lip in addition to the foul. Dempsey will come on and replace him. Kevin Dempsey, a freshman from San Jose, and you consider this team lost a ton of its offense when Tracy Murray decided not to come back. He turned pro. Don McLean graduated. There you're talking about 40-some points a game between two guys.
That's right.
And they lost Gerald Matkins as well, another outstanding player. So the Bruins are trying to retool this year. And that's what put so much pressure on O'Bannon to deliver and Petruska to try to provide some of the offense.
And of course, Mitchell Butler is not playing tonight with the hand injury.
Only 2 of 5, but McNeil to the rescue. He has 20, matching his season's best. 10-point lead, Pitt. Tarver blocked by Mobley.
Great block by Eric Mobley.
Here comes McCullough. 4-on-2. Jerry up off the glass too hard. We've got a foul on Zedic.
Zedic over the back of Chris McNeil. Unbelievable block, as you will see here, by Eric Mobley. Probably what would happen to Edney had he tried to shoot the ball on that last attempt. Super block by Eric Mobley.
Mobley now number 5 all-time in blocks as he moves past Mel Bennett. He'll be chasing Keith Armstrong next. Armstrong with 108.
My good friend Charles Smith is at the top of that list. As you see the missed dunk by Antoine Jones.
Got it back, missed again. Here's McNeil.
The ever-present Chris McNeil.
22 points, a rejuvenated Chris McNeil. Here comes Edney all the way down the lane. That is blocked and goaltending called.
Eric Mobley's trying to play a little ping pong here.
Field goal, Edney.
14-11 remaining in the game. It's Pitt by 10.
Not a bad block by Eric Mobley. He would have scored the 2 anyway, so why not intimidate him by slamming it against the backboard?
McNeil is 6 for 6 in the second half. Here comes McCullough. Edney got a piece of it from behind, and a foul is called on McCullough. Jerry saved 2 points.
That's right. Jerry's complaining about the foul, but it was a good foul because it was a wide open 2 for Edney on the other end.
There's the key matchup that we talked about at the beginning of the game, and it is a very even matchup so far. We've seen great play from both Edney and McCullough.
All of a sudden it's even. McCullough dominated the first half. Edney is creeping up on him. Look at the respect that Jerry McCullough is giving him. He hasn't let a guard walk the ball up the floor all year.
O'Bannon hangs, follows, miss. Here's Zedic off the glass, blocked, goaltending again.
Again, that's a for sure 2 if Eric Mobley doesn't goaltend it, so why not intimidate him? Sort of what Georgetown did in the finals against, I believe it was, who was it, John? Villanova. Patrick Ewing picked up about 5 or 6 goaltending shots, and John Thompson actually told him to go out there and do it. If you feel like this guy's going to make a shot, goaltend it just to intimidate. And that's what you'll see here.
It will be a factor as the game goes along. 57-49, Pitt by 8. 13:27 remaining in the game. Shot clocks are working again. The shot clocks are on top of the baskets. Mobley has it stripped from behind, but it goes out of bounds. Sean Carver from Oxnard, California, trying to sneak in and make the steal for the Bruins.
And Mobley got a break because Carver had the ball in his hand and just slipped out at the last minute.
Jones to Rhymes. Now McNeil. Jumper along the baseline misses. Mobley had it for a moment, but Zedek winds up with it.
I know Chris McNeil was feeling it, but he certainly forced that one, and that's what you don't want to do when you're playing against a good team like UCLA. UCLA is having problems of their own at this point.
They certainly are. Zedek, not the guy you want handling the ball. He lost control of it, and the Bruins have turned it over for the 17th time. A dozen so far for the University of Pittsburgh, and Edney will pick up the call. That time, Tyus Edney decided to crowd McCullough, and it cost him a foul. The 5th on UCLA. Panthers have committed 3 here in the second half. Here comes McCullough. Finds McNeil. Right at the foul line. Bang, it's good. 24 for Chris McNeil.
Super play by Jerry McCullough. You have to give him credit. He drew Chris McNeil's man over because he beat Edney, was able to hit Chris McNeil for the wide open 8-footer.
And I guarantee you, I'd keep going to him because he's got the hot hand and he knows it. Here's Sean Carver in the lane. It rattles out. McNeil has the rebound. McNeil doing it at both ends. Antoine Jones pulls up. Rhymes straight away. Short. McNeil the follow. Jumper bending off. No good. Foul will be on Eric Mobley, number 4. Mobley has not scored tonight, and he has 4 fouls. Chris McNeil has stepped up big time for Pitt tonight as Gant replaces Mobley.
Well, you have to give Gant a hand because he played a great first half, but you certainly have to give Eric Mobley a hand as well. He's not doing it as far as scoring, but he's intimidating everybody defensively.
The Panthers are up by 10. This time Edney walks the basketball up.
UCLA is trying to spread the floor a little bit, get an isolation inside, got the shot they wanted, didn't get the roll.
Foul will be on McCullough. He cleared out Ed O'Bannon underneath. And you have to remember, Jerry's averaging about 4 rebounds a game, so he's not afraid to go inside. They gave the foul to Chris Gant, not Jerry McCullough, and we have a timeout on Antoine Jones. The first of the game on Jones. Oh, yes. O'Bannon's first time at the line tonight. He scored only 2 points here in the second half.
UCLA have probably looked to spread their offense a little more and try to get an isolation for Ed O'Bannon inside because he's so effective with his hesitation moves inside.
McCullough the rebound. The Panthers have a 3-on-2 working. Rhymes pulls up. McCullough tries to reset.
Good decision by Jerry McCullough and Rhymes to bring the basketball back out.
Gant spins, works his way up the glass and good. Great move by Chris Gant.
Wrong move.
Chris McNeil, by the way, what a great second half he's having. He's hit 7 out of 9 in the second half, and he has 11 rebounds to go with his 24 points. Dempsey almost walked and then almost throws it away. Rhymes comes up with it. 3-on-1 Pitt. Rhymes has Gant, finds him, and he's hammered. That'll be foul number 4 on Ed O'Bannon. He'll be the second Bruin with 4 fouls. Remember, Petruska went out at the 14:50 mark with his 4th foul. That was a no-doubter.
Well, he saved the bucket, but it could cost him because he has 4 fouls, and he's their key man in terms of going to it.
Gant is 0 for 1 at the line. He'll get 2 more chances here. 6 points for Chris. He's averaging 4 a game. His best 15, and Petruska with the 4 fouls is about to come back in for UCLA.
Good looking free throw by Gant.
Also, Marquise Burns will check into the lineup for the first time, a freshman from Reseda High School in Los Angeles.
Quite a few players on this team from Los Angeles area.
And of course, the unhappiness is when they let one get away, like Cherokee Parks to Duke. And some of the blame goes on Jim Herrick for that.
I guess a few years ago they were unfortunate enough to let Jason Matthews, one of the great players that ever play at the guard position for the University of Pittsburgh, certainly one of the best three-point shooters that Pitt have had in a long time.
Jerry McCullough will pick up his third foul. Bumping with Ty Edney. Pitt is back to that 13-point lead, matching the biggest. They were up by 13 briefly in the first half with 8:30 left. Early in the second half, they opened it up to 13, and it's back to 13 now. Edney did not miss from the line in the first half, and he continues that in the second. 6 in a row, a dozen now. From Poly High School in Long Beach, just down the road from Los Angeles. .13 now for Ty Edney, and the pressure again from the Bruins. They try to use the press to get back in the ball game. The Pitt Panthers lead by 11. McCullough handles the press. Here comes Rhymes down the lane, gives it up beautifully to Gant. Missed the shot. Zedick the rebound.
Well, you could have asked for better feed. Wide open, but missed the layup.
Zedick trailing the play, fouled by McNeil. Number 2 on Chris McNeil.
Chris McNeil thought he got all ball.
Mike Kitts thought otherwise.
Well, in fact, from this angle, it looked as if he had all ball, but as you said, he thought otherwise.
That will put Zedick to the line for the second time in the game. He hit one in the first half. The sophomore from Prague, Czechoslovakia. 7 feet, 245 pounds, and he rattles it in.
Big guy.
They'll only have this double check offense 1 year because Petruska will finish his eligibility. Petruska the rebound. He's fouled. Gant got a piece of him.
Picked up 10 with 10 minutes to go in the ball game, and you can't let things like that happen because they'll sneak right back in the game.
Well, you don't want them scoring with the shot or with the clock off. Brush comes in. Gant goes to the bench. I think this is a critical part of the ball game right now for Pitt. They've got to try to maintain this cushion that they've built up.
Well, for UCLA, they're much bigger than Pitt inside with Zedick and these guys. They should look to pound the basketball in because Eric Mobley's on the bench with 4 fouls.
Petruska at the line is playing with 4 fouls. Ed O'Bannon is on the UCLA bench with 4 fouls. 1 out of 2 for Richard Petruska. He has a dozen in the game. There are a total of 4 players now with 4 fouls because Chris Gant departed to the Pitt bench.
Well, this is one of the luxuries that Pitt has. Marlon Rhymes can play the point, and Jerry McCullough can just move over to the 2 guard, and you know he can fill it up from the outside, so they don't lose anything in that respect.
McCullough, though, it's thrown away by Rhymes. Here is Edney.
Woohoo!
Knocked away out of bounds as Marquise Burns took a little too much time. Edney wanted an intentional foul call. There was no foul at all called. The ball was batted out of bounds.
You see Edney dancing a little bit, was able to have the presence of mind to get the ball over to a wide open guy cutting to the basket. Clearly got fouled, but wasn't called.
Good inbounds play by UCLA, and it winds up with Sean Carver stuffing it home for 10. 63-56. A push by UCLA. The Panthers have to be careful how they handle the basketball. 6-0 run for the Bruins. Jerry McCullough leans off the glass short, gets it back, shoots up, no good. There's Brush underneath. He misses the shot. Jones lost it out of bounds. It's still Pitt basketball. Boy, 3 at point-blank range, and it wouldn't go.
That's right, point-blank range. Brush was wide open. He was looking for the contact. It never happened for him, and as a result, he missed the layup. Put the ball in the basket.
Here's McCullough now. Neal, who has not taken a shot in a while. He has it backed in, shoots, and is fouled. He was double checked.
Well, let's make sure this.
The foul is going to go on Zedick. That's his third.
He'll happily take that foul. Otherwise,
UCLA team foul.
was it Zedick? Yes, it was Zedick.
Yes, it was. Jim Herrick, who started coaching high school basketball in California, later became an assistant at Utah State, then at UCLA, before moving on to Pepperdine, where he had great success for 9 years. And he's had terrific success at UCLA. First miss at the line for McNeil tonight. 4 consecutive 20-plus victory seasons for Herrick, 4 straight NCAA appearances.
That's impressive. The only coach in UCLA's history to ever do that in his first 4 years.
McNeil has now matched his career high with 25 points. Pitt's lead is 8.
Crucial possession.
Here comes Carver. Lost it. Zedick got it back and laid it in. Look what I found.
Got a break there.
Less than 9 minutes remaining now. 64-58. Panthers have led most of the night. Here comes Rhymes. Carried it on his hip momentarily. Marlon Rhymes came very close to turning that ball over. McNeil, brush, bending off, no good.
Excellent pass inside by Chris McNeil. Rush wasn't able to convert the wide open layup.
Ryan has missed a couple of short shots. Petruska inside, no. Rebound Brush.
I guess one favor deserves another. Wide open miss on the Pitt end. Turns right back around. Patricia misses a wide open layup.
Here comes McCullough dancing inside. Up, rattles out.
That would have brought the house down.
Foul on George Zedick, his fourth personal.
Zedick becomes the third Bruin with 4 fouls, joining Petruska and O'Bannon. So the front line in trouble foul-wise right now for UCLA.
Be interesting to see how long they keep O'Bannon, their top go-to guy, on the bench.
McCullough to the line. He's made a pair tonight. Has not scored in the second half. And you've seen Jerry do that, score a ton in one half and very little in the other.
You have to be impressed with Jerry McCullough, the way he's playing on the floor, but how about off the floor?
Brush. Big rebound.
Big rebound by Brush.
Rhymes throws it away. The Bruins with a 2-on-1. Carver spins, stripped by Rhymes out of bounds.
Rhymes was lucky not to pick up the foul on that.
Exactly 8 minutes remaining in the game. Marquise Burns, the freshman, getting some playing time in the second half. Edney. 3 is short. Jones the rebound for the Pitt Panthers.
Good job to protect the basketball after getting a rebound. Have your point guard come and get it.
An 8-1 run right now by UCLA. Along the baseline, McNeil spins, shoots, won't go, follow.
Great athletic move by Antoine Jones to go over the top for the follow-up in the slam dunk. With authority, I might add.
Absolutely. Panthers stretch it back to 8. Here's Petruska. Maybe too far out for him. McNeil with a steal.
He's coming up big for the Pitt Panthers.
McNeil has matched his career high tonight with 25. Jones looks to Rhymes.
All of a sudden, it's back to an 8-point lead by the Pitt Panthers.
McNeil. Rhymes. The Panthers will take some time off the clock. 6:40 to go. Here's McNeil against Zedick. Now 12 on the shot clock.
Jerry McCullough's looking for isolation to Chris McNeil, but found Brian Brush, and he walks.
Brush has missed a couple of short shots, and he took the quick step, the first step travel, and turns it over as Ed O'Bannon returns for Marquise Burns. 15 turnovers for Pitt unofficially, 18 for UCLA. So the Panthers lose a scoring opportunity and a chance to return to a double-figure lead.
This, too, is a crucial possession for the UCLA Bruins.
Here's Sean Carver. Petrushka against the brush. Spins. Up with the left hand too hard, but right there to follow is Zedek.
Good position by Zedek. Nice putback.
They eat up a lot of space inside. 6 minutes to go in the game. Rhymes jumper from just beyond the foul line is banged home. Marlon Rhymes is 7. That's his first basket of the second half. Back comes Edney. Here's Carver. Petrushka. Up with the left-hand jumper. It nestles in the net. 14 for Petrushka.
If you put Pitt Panthers, you want to pound the basketball inside because Zedek and Petrushka both has 4 fouls.
Jones spins, shoots, rattles, no good. Tipped down and trapped down by Jerry McCullough.
Well, you can't give Brian Brusher credit for the rebound, but he's the guy that kept the ball alive.
Over the top, McNeil. Zedek is gone.
On the basketball inside, Zedek fouls out. A good call by Coach Evans. He was trying to get the isolation earlier in the game, but he got it this time and it worked for him.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're UCLA, you got to be very pleased with the play of Zedek. He was averaging only 3 points a game coming in. He had 14 points tonight, and he teamed up with Petrushka to mean real trouble for Pitt.
Did a great job tonight.
Zimmerman, who started the ball game for the injured Mitchell Butler, will take his place. Zimmerman has not scored in the game.
Look at Zedek. Nice solid ball game out of him tonight.
19 fouls, or not quite in the 2-shot foul. McNeil nets the first. Zedek, by the way, also had 5 rebounds in the ball game. So Chris has a new career high tonight.
If the Pitt Panthers get out of here with a victory tonight, could really raise some eyebrows and give them some national attention.
Absolutely. UCLA only led once. They were up 3-2. Right now it's Pitt by 7, and a foul on McCullough. That will be 4 fouls on Jerry McCullough. There's still a little over 5 minutes to go. One player has fouled out. There are now 3 Panthers with 4. 2 Bruins have 4.
Well, Jerry has 4 at this point, and if you're UCLA, you want Edney to take the ball at Jerry McCullough every time with 5 minutes to go in the ball game.
Edney has been perfect at the line tonight, 8 of 8. 14 in the game. A couple beyond his season average as he gets the roll on number 2. 15 tonight for Edney. He is very close to his career high.
One of the things that Jerry has to be careful of, he loves to penetrate. One of the UCLA Bruins may step in and try to take a charge.
Mobley back in the game. Here comes Jones along the baseline. It rattles home.
That's where he's at his best, on the baseline, slashing through the lane.
71-64 Pitt. 4.5 minutes remaining. Mobley and Petrushka, I can guarantee you one of them is going to foul out. They are going at it.
That's inevitable.
Here comes Edney. Carver now. O'Bannon. Jumper against Jones. Good. That's 11 for O'Bannon. Only 3 here in the second half. The difference is 5. The foul is on Edney. He's got 3. And 10 fouls each way now. So Curtis is the final 4:06. Every foul will mean 2 shots. The foul shooting, we talked about it earlier. It was very costly for Pitt in their one loss this season. It could be very important if they are to beat UCLA.
That's right. They won loss on the road against Georgetown. It's tough to play in that building as is, and then to get 3 opportunities to make free throws and don't convert them. Not many times you're going to walk out of there with the win, not making free throws.
Because Georgetown is going to put you at the line.
They're aggressive.
Spins the second one in. McCullough has 15. Pitt leads by 7. This is Sean Carver. The Panthers, for one of the rare times.
I don't know that Edney is aware of the fact that Jerry McCullough has 4 fouls because he should be looking to take him off the dribble.
Inside, stolen by Rhymes. I think the Panthers have dropped into a zone there, Curtis.
It was kind of hard to tell. Wasn't much pressure out on the perimeter. Antoine Jones was able to step in.
Well, they were trying to squeeze inside, and that's what they did. Rhymes comes up with the steal. Here is Jones. Here he comes down the lane, lays it up and in. 14 for Antoine Jones. 10 of them here in the second half. Pitt by 9. Edney off the glass and good. He is so quick to have the answer. 17 for him.
Good ball player, Edney.
Rhymes to McCullough. Edney is not guarding McCullough right now. They have put Sean Carver on him. Carver is hand-checking Jerry pretty well right now. Here's McNeil. Turning, no place to go. Three-pointer from deep in the corner. It's good by Marlon Rhymes. He's got 10.
Well, they all seem to be putting it together.
Zimmerman has it blocked and a foul called on McNeil. A 10-point Panther lead with 2:45 to play in the game. Pitt trying to knock off the 12th-ranked Bruins of UCLA. And this is the first called timeout that we've had. It's taken by Coach Jim Herrick and the Bruins of UCLA. Is 5 for 13, now 5 for 14 at the foul line.
Free throws may come back to haunt him as he makes 1 out of the 2.
His first point of the game. Zimmerman started in place of the injured Mitchell Butler tonight. The press by UCLA looking for the trap. Here's Jones. Panthers handle it. 2:35 remaining in the game. McCullough. McNeil. Oh, what a big game for Chris McNeil.
He's done it all tonight.
McCullough weaves his way down the lane, finds Mobley, misses the shot, rebound, up, jam, and it's good.
I guess they can take their pick on the foul there. He got fouled by 3 different Bruins as Eric Mobley carries him to the basket. I think Antoine Jones was a little excited about this dunk.
It's going to be on Zimmerman. He fouled him once there. There's the second time he fouled him. He only gets charged with 1. And Mobley's first basket of the night is a big one. 80-69. Dempsey way out in front, throws it away. Jones to steal, and you can say goodbye to the other half of the double check.
Well, it doesn't look good with the way Chris McNeil and Eric Mobley and Antoine Jones is playing inside with all 3 big men from the Bruins falling out of the game.
14 for Petrushka as he joins his fellow countryman George Zedek, who had 14 on the bench. 6 rebounds as well, and back on to take his place is Rodney Zimmerman. 81-69. Panthers lead the Bruins. Antoine Jones only 2 of 5 at the line tonight.
As you see, all the Pitt Panthers are back on defense, not worrying about the rebound, just want to be in good defensive position, trying to prevent an easy basket.
And our executive producer, Gil Lucas, ever on the spot, reminds us that we now have seen canceled checks. Thank you, Gil. Jones the block, out of bounds. It'll be UCLA ball.
Good call off of, I believe it was Jerry McCullough. Antoine Jones was able to get out there and block the shot.
On Carver. O'Bannon's jumper from the side. Zimmerman, an athletic attempt to follow. Dempsey bangs it inside and it's jammed home by Zimmerman. Pitt 83, UCLA 71. A minute and 40 seconds remaining in the game.
Don't want to be too passive on a delayed game. Got to stay sharp.
McCullough dribbles down the lane, comes back out. Foul on Dempsey. Kevin Dempsey from San Jose, California, his first foul. And I think at this point, the fans figured that Jim Herrick might have wasted some of his money buying those 75 tickets because the Panthers are going to get the victory. It's a big win for Pitt.
Absolutely. Jerry McCullough is giving a little sneak preview of the Globetrotters who's going to be here on Wednesday night.
16 from McCullough.
I was talking about Jerry McCullough and how impressive he is on the court in terms of what he's contributed to this ball club, but he's even more impressive off the court, having a 3.1 grade point average this past semester. That's impressive in itself.
The Pitt Panthers are about to beat UCLA for the first time ever. Edney has 20 points, and for Edney, a new career high tonight. A minute 13. McCullough, who thought about going to Mobley, who was sneaking in to slam one. Thought better of it.
Good heads-up play by Jerry McCullough to call a timeout.
The Panthers, no problem. They have plenty of timeouts remaining.
I'll take a timeout over a turnover any day.
So the Panthers take a timeout. They still have 2 left. We have a minute and 2 seconds remaining to be played in the game. We've had a ton of fouls. You see the situation for UCLA. The double checks, as Gil said, have been canceled. They both fouled out. O'Bannon is still playing with 4. Mobley, Gant, McCullough, all still on the court with 4. You know, it's interesting. I've got to double check my stats, but I don't think the Panthers have had anybody foul out this year, have they? Yes, Sharif fouled out of the ball game. He's the only one. And Sharif out of this ball game early with a sprained ankle.
You know, Eric's done a good job playing with 4 fouls, and I think the only guy, you know, it's 4 guys on the court from both teams that has 4 fouls. I think the only guy that was really affected by the 4 fouls that he had was O'Bannon. He wasn't aggressive offensively and didn't really do a good job checking Chris McNeil because he had 3 fouls early, and when he picked up his 4th, it was like he was never even there.
Ed O'Bannon with 11 points tonight. Petruska fouled out with 14. Zedek fouled out with 14. And the matchup between McCullough and Edney, each with 4 assists. Edney with a career-high 20 points. Jerry McCullough with 17, and that's getting to be standard practice for him. McNeil with a career-high 26. Antoine Jones another steady 16 tonight. McCullough with the 17. Marlon Rhymes a couple of threes, a 10-point game, and Edney will pick up his 4th foul. So now the numbers for the 2-point guards are just about equal in almost every category. David Boyle, a junior, a transfer from Cypress College, a junior college, will check in. Zimmerman will sit down for Jim Herrick. The Bruins of UCLA will go to 7-2. They have a game with Cal State Fullerton at home, followed by a game with Houston at home before they begin the Pac-10 season with Arizona. McCullough growing ever closer to his season average of 19.6, bending in. Well, Jerry, another good night at the line. He made 7 out of 10, 19 points. Tarver's 3, good.
Nothing but nylon.
13 for Tarver. Mobley.
Take a look. The Big E. What a luxury to have a big guy that can get out on the floor and finish it for you that way.
Jones the rebound.
Put up.
McCullough. The final 30 seconds now of Pitt's 7th win of the season. Foul will be on Kevin Dempsey. The Pitt Panthers will go to 7-1. They've won every game in the city of Pittsburgh this year. They will be at home for their next 2. First Saturday it'll be Providence and then Miami, and Brock Generalovic replaces Jerry McCullough.
Generalovic, one of the crowd's favorites.
Back into the lineup for UCLA was Marquise Burns. You saw number 4, McNeil, a career night.
You hear the big hand that he's receiving, a well-deserved hand. Well deserving.
Rhymes will go to the line. First time for Marlin at the line tonight. He's a good foul shooter in his first season in the Big East.
Really good to see Chris McNeil step up at the time where they needed him the most. Big ball game at home against UCLA. He got it done for him.
Certainly did. Curtis, you were right on in your keys to the game. Talking about the point guards, they've been a big factor tonight. And McNeil and his play against O'Bannon may be an even bigger factor. This is O'Bannon. Dempsey, a long three. Mobley with another block. And another block. Nope, they'll give him the basket.
He's not giving up.
15 for Tarver. 1 out of 2 in the block category. Final 7 seconds of the game. Rhymes at the buzzer. The Pitt Panthers have defeated the Bruins of UCLA for the first time. The final tonight, 91-79. A big night for Chris McNeil. You see him moving out of the picture at the bottom part of the screen. He had his 26 points, a career night. Antoine Jones, a steady 16. Mobley in the second half scored 5. McCullough with 19 to keep his average up very close to 20. Marlon Rhymes, another strong performance when it was needed. Sharif went down with the injury. Rhymes stepped up, scored 12, hit a couple of threes. Chris Gant continues to provide some solid minutes off the bench. He had 8 points. And Curtis Aiken, I know that during the time that you were at Pitt, I don't think you ever played UCLA, did you?
No, we never played him. And, you know, when you go to college, one of the things you want to do is play against the best. And UCLA is ranked number 10 in the country right now. One of the best. Pitt had that opportunity, took advantage of it. All the guys played a super ball game.
And one of the impressive things about the win is you talk about physical play. You certainly got it from UCLA tonight from their double check combination. Also Ed O'Bannon as well. That's exactly what the Panthers are going to face as they move it into the heart of the Big East season. So I think it was a good chance for them to prepare for the kind of basketball they'll see, and how great it is to have Chris McNeil back on top of his game.
Well, he's come out of his shell, and that's one of the things that was concerning Coach Evans going into Big East play. He realizes that he can't do it in terms of being successful in the long run without Chris McNeil, and he showed up tonight in a big way.
The Panthers led almost the entire ball game. As a matter of fact, UCLA led only once. They had a 3-2 lead. The Panthers opened it up with 8.5 left in the half to a 13-point difference, and they came out of the chute quickly with another 13-point lead in the second half. Then it kind of seesawed right around the 10 mark. The Bruins were able to slice it down to 6 a couple of times, but that was that critical part of the ball game from the 10-minute mark to about the 5-minute mark when Pitt had the answers that they needed.
Absolutely, and Jerry McCullough was one of the answers. Antoine Jones was another, and of course, you know, Chris McNeil, we can't say enough about how well he played, but Jerry McCullough did a great job of controlling the tempo against a very good Edney.
This is our final of our games of Pitt basketball, and the final time we'll have a chance to see Curtis here in the arena this year, although he'll be back for all of the games. Curtis, I've enjoyed it very much. We hope you have too. The season really is just beginning for the Pitt Panthers. There's a lot more to go. A big, big win tonight. The Panthers go to 7-1 as they get ready to open the Big East, the heart of the Big East season, against Providence in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on Saturday night. We remind you and take a good look at these credits, because names are important. Our executive producer is Gil Lucas. Tonight's telecast produced and directed by R. Dennis Galloway.